We really will give up. So it keeps coming an error just as I start. It's done it again. Okay, recover broadcast. Let's see if I can recover. There, can you just please pop a comment in for me today and just let me know that you're there? It's just not staying connected for some reason. Five times is a lot to keep going just to try and get some sort of result. It's not coming up, throwing up an error code at the moment. So, shall we say fingers crossed? Please someone just pop on here. Anyway, I'm going to carry on because I think things, I don't want to say tempt fate, but anyway, let's just see how things hang out. So I'm going to turn you across to my screen down here, look, and so you can see me in the corner and move you across. So hopefully you're going to be seeing this somehow. It's going to be broadcasting okay when you get in here. So the catalogues have arrived. Sadly, I had a box that had been left around the side of our house, no card through the letterbox, and hadn't been notified. So until I was chasing them, I saw, oh, that's been shown at a side door. So anyway, I've got the catalogues now. I am away, as you all know, from next Sunday. So if you are one of my customers and you'd like one popped in the post, then they will be, for the last 6 months, definitely will be going out in the post, people who've shopped with me in 6 months. And other than that, people who have been on my mailing list more recently will receive one, but I would like just to hear from people who want to make sure they're on the list. So mini catalogue, I can't show you the insides. However, I've got a few products that have come in. So I'm going to show you some little samples here. Firstly, we have some of the Memories and More cards. I'm not going to pull all the packs up because I'm going to get crafting, but these are called Berry Christmas. Oh, YouTube, okay. Thanks, Maxine. I'm glad you're here. So these are Berry Christmas Memories and More cards and envelopes. So we have, as usual, we have a whole stack of cards in there, and we have the Memory and More cards that go with them. I'm quite like this set. There is a punch, a bear punch, that's going to go with those. Haven't got those at the moment, but I'm going to put those back in my box. The delivery box is literally just sat beside me. I've taken out the catalogue, so I've just got things to play with. Just a quick flick through. So we've got the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. So this has got like the Softly Falling. I think we had a graduated embossing folder, but this has got stars in it as well. The snowflakes in it, so that's lovely. Then I've got Jolly Words. Now I know this was just a standalone set. I'm pretty sure it was just a standalone. So some nice words in there. So they're nice Christmassy stamps. If you've seen Big Wishes, which is the big bold sentiments, there's a Christmas version. So this is More Wishes, and obviously themed to Christmas and the New Year. So again, it's a standalone stamp, but I liked it because it went with the other one. Nice big bold sentiments, and you can mix and match. So we'll be playing with those. Then we had, I can't remember what this one was like. I didn't know about the dies, so I will open those so I can show you the dies. Christmas Classics. This, I believe this was the double bundle. So there's one suite that's got 2 bundles in it. So I'm just going to quickly grab those and so you can see. Oh yes, this was very similar to a rectangular design we had, but in the fact that you've got a shape with foliage round and you've got a cutout for the middle. So I think there's 2 sheets of dies. Get those apart, yes. And there's the holly, sort of like a sentiment one. So you turn that on its side, you're going to have a sentiment hole in there, and you've got this holly foliage and some other sprigs as well in there. So that's really nice. And you've got berries there with the holly as well. And also these could be mistletoe with white berries. So I'm liking that one. I'm going to put that straight back in there. Like I say, these have only just been located on my side door. So that's those ones. And then to go with that, we have the Joy of Noel. just move you over a little bit. There you go. This is definitely drooping again. It is the weight of the phone, it's got to be. Okay, so just leave that because it's going to droop again. And I'm just going to whistle through, stop through these. There's not much more. I've just put a little early order through. This one is Joy of Noel. And these dies are the Noel. I like this one because we can die cut the Noel. And we've got some of these sprigs here can both be cut out. And this one. So all of those. And the little one. Oh, that's even better. All of those with the dies. Fabulous set. Now this one, this double bundle, has got some design series paper with it as well. Okay, so these papers will be lovely. These are the traditional Christmas colours, and you've got the fir cones and that. I love the papers, love them. Okay, then there's a couple of other odd bits that I've got. Oh, first of all, that one. That's the other one. There are some foiled papers with this one, where they are the traditional colours, but they've got gold foiling on them. Can you see those? Looks a bit like a cutting mat, doesn't it? But there's 3 different colours in there, and those ones that are really nice, they go with that paper I've just shown you. Okay, stack those up again, and there. And then these, I've got to show you these two. These are beautiful colours. Look at those blues. Different colours for Christmas, but I'm really liking them, and I can see things done with those. So there, some of my additions. Then I got some gems. There are blue, white, and the minty green in there. I had some ribbons, just a variety of ribbons. We have here a gold, no, it's a navy. It's a navy fleck that goes with this paper. Okay, so you can just about see that over there. And then I've got a black and cream. It's an off-white, like a vanilla-y gingham, which is very pretty. And then I've got a white sparkly organza with the silver edges. I think that went with this set. Okay. And then going with the other papers, we've got some little trinkets here. They're like table confetti. There's some berries and there's some music notes and there's some little holly leaves in there. So little tiny pieces. They'd make a nice shaker card. Okay, so that's all of my Christmas bits that I've got early at the moment. I'm not going to have time to play with those before I go away at the weekend, next weekend. So that's just a little quick taster of some of the things that are in the new catalogue. So moving on from that, I've brought back to sketches. So I'm going to bring up some sketches for you. And these are what I put on the graphic. Hi, Shaz. Now, this is strange, you see. You're both saying you can see me on YouTube, but not on Facebook. I've no idea why. I don't know. Unless Facebook's just having a little bit of a blip tonight. I really don't know. But anyway, these sketches here were just 3 sketches. I've leave them on the screen just so that you can see them for a bit. I love using up my scraps, and I just thought that I'd do some more scrap ones today. I know I've done a sketch challenge recently, but I like these. And I've been playing a lot with the blue papers, the countryside in, because I'm doing that on one of my swaps. Now, I will bring the screen back to me, and I will just go through some of those because I think we could use one of those designs tonight. If you've got any preference on those, then please shout a 1, 2, or 3 as you see them on the screen. Okay, I'm going to get the papers out now while you're having a little vote. And I'm going to tip out all the scraps. You're not going to believe how much I've got here. Literally. This is just out of my countryside in papers. Some of them are bigger pieces, so I'll take those away, and that, and those. But the rest, whatever we've got left on here, I'm sure will do us nicely. Okay, so I'll bring you back down to me, and that in the middle, that, and that. There we go. We're on there. Yeah, real mystery. Can't find a photo. No, yeah, somebody else has said that, Carol. But yeah, for some reason, Facebook's having a blip. So I've just tipped out on here all the little bits that I've got left over. Those are 6-inch pieces. I'll get rid of those. But our scraps, we just want to have little tiny pieces. So have you got a preference of sketch 1, 2, or 3 at the moment? Or shall I just... This was one that I did recently. If I showed you the cake box that I transformed, this was a layout that I just sketched like for Bakerholics, and I just had lots of little strips. So that I thought was like one of these, like that first one maybe. But I'm thinking just with time now. It doesn't really matter. The one on the right, the third one, is I've got the punch out to use the tail end of the punches. So I think that might be a nice one for tonight. We can do the others another time. I'll bring the graphic back again. But yeah, let's do that one for now. Oops, there. Number one. Okay, first one up, Carol. You go again. You get it. Okay, we'll just do that one. And that one was done with the straight edges. So what I've got here is my little baby trimmer. Okay, I have got some in there as well. So these are tiny bits for that very reason. If I tip them out onto my pile, okay, they can all come in handy. Now I'm just trying to get you to use up these pieces. You might look at them and think, these tiny pieces, I'm not really sure why I kept them, but the bigger pieces of those you can definitely use. So it is a case of grabbing a trimmer and just going to town on your trimmer. Okay, they were half circles. So even with cardstock, if I've got some, I'm going to take my cardigan off because I'm getting a bit warm and my sleeves are too long. So I'm just going to look at this as being a standard case card base. I should have a Night of Navy card here. So there's one of the bases. And I need a white layer to build on. So I'm going to take that as a basic white. I'm going to cut a basic white layer. Because I've been making all my swaps up, I'm getting a little bit low on my my white card. So I've had to do an SOS emergency order to get it here quickly. So I'm just going to take that into a quarter sheet. We're going to take that down just 0.5 centimetre to 10 centimetres. And we're going to cut it the other way to 14.3. Bog standard sizes just gets us what we need. Okay, we can always play about with it later, but that's going to come out on here like so. Okay, so that was the sketch. It's just a basic template. Now I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm going to take layers of this. If you're going to lay them inside of that, you want to come down round about the 9 centimetre mark, and that's going to put layers on like so. That's very tall. So if I take it down to 8, we want to kind of jagger it a little bit around that. It's a bit like a bargello effect. If any of you know about sewing, let me just twist that a little bit more so you can see. Can you see me better there? Yeah. So I'm in the middle. So bargello effect is a stitching, a sewing tapestry technique, and that goes like that. But it goes up and down all the way along, and that's kind of what we're trying to achieve. So we can cut it to 8 centimetres just for the time being, because we're just going to offset the lengths really now. So I'm turning this over. We've got the front and the back. So a couple of 8 centimetres pieces. We'll just throw them on the pile for now. Ones like this, I think it might be the same pattern, but that's fine because we'll get to the end and we'll need more. So we can have wider strips like this one. We've got some dotties in there. And all it is saving waste, and you've got a front and a back on there as well, don't forget. So if I leave that piece, even though it's shorter, I'm going to use both of those. So pop them on there. We have a lighter piece here. So we don't want to go too big because we know it's going to go off the edge of our card. So there's that one. Anything you can find in your pile, basically. Any patterns we haven't used. Like this one is a stripe. You can use the front or the back. So I'll pop that one down to 8 centimetres on there. And pop that on the pile. We've got some stripes going on here. We don't want it that fat, but we want to show that we can have different widths. So I'm going to pop that one in the groove on here. Just there's a ridge on your trimmers quite often. So I will turn that one around and just chop that off. And then maybe another piece a bit narrower on the other side. So we've got the birds on this side. And go for a little bit narrower. There we go, we'll have that one. That can go on another card. Okay, can you see how easy it can be just using, they don't have to be the same length. There's a strip there. Not sure which pattern that is, but that's one of the DSPs, so we'll throw that in. There's a strip that's pretty much there. 8. Okay, we've got lots going on in here. Can't recognise that one. Yes, we have used that. There's the dots again. We used dots earlier, but we will end up using these patterns again. So use up the pieces that are the right size for what you need. Okay, this pattern seemed to be just going along quite nicely. That's the other side of that paper, so we'll do stripes. Okay, and that piece could come in another time. I think we might even be looking at having enough pieces there, so let's just crack on with this. You can see either, I don't know what Facebook is playing with tonight, but this is my 5th or 6th attempt. So yeah, we're sticking with it. So thanks for coming and finding me. I'm moving those over off the table. Just scoop some of those up. Lots of pieces there. See, look how those scraps you can use up. These little tiddly bits will go in the bin. I really don't want to keep them. So sit that up there. But also you can put your cardstock in there. So if you've got your scraps here of your Night of Navy, we've got one there that is probably going to be very near already. So that can go on. And I have Misty Moonlight here as well. So we can take those and take that down. And if I do that into kind of like 2/3 and 1/3, we'll have 2 different size strips. Okay, so we'll put those on the card as well. Pop those lids back on. So you know me, they'll all be squashed and fallen out of the box. There we go. Now in there. Scrape those off. It's nothing like technology to put you out of stride. Okey-doke. So here's my strips, okay? Hopefully I'll be able to, I'll just share the link for the YouTube link. Yeah, I'll just pop that into the Facebook group so they can catch up later. Now I'm going to start off by mounting this on here. And I've just got to reach round you guys because my Tombow is the other side of the table. So just attach this one on here. And that is going to run. There we go. It's getting near the end. I know this one's getting a bit low. Okay. Find a heavier one. There we go. All round and a little dot in the middle. Our niece has now gone back. She's been a tremendous help this week. She's been in here playing, doing some things for herself, but also for me. It's been lovely. So she's gone home. Been nurturing a bad back, so I can't. I've been trying not to sit too long because it's aggravates it. So let's just pop these in just a varying order like so. Doesn't matter what order they go in, and we can chop some of the lengths if you like. The Bargello effect is these bars that just keep going over and over. Any stitches on here would know what I mean. You go over, say, like this, you'd have 4 stitches, say, or 3 stitches, and you'd have the same length in batches, and they'd go up a notch and down a notch and make a wavy pattern. I think I have done that once for you before, so you might have seen that. That's both sides of the paper. It's another piece of that one, skinny piece of that one. Okay, what's on the back of there? That's the trees actually on the back, so the trees could go there. Stripes, always good to have stripes in. Can you see by just throwing them on the page, there's nothing really much to it. Okay, that's quite a wide one. Let's put that this end. And we're going to go right to the end, or you can just cut it into the middle. I think that might look nice with the white border actually, all the way around. Now I'm going to vary from the sketch slightly. I'll put those back to do somewhere else. If we just go back to your sketch, you're going to find they probably use those strips a little bit shorter through the middle and then had the sentiment off the side. Now I'm going to do the sentiment. I'm going to just move those into the box and have a long sentiment. Stylish shapes. Oh, actually, I'm going to use wanted to say. I'm going to use this one because this one's one of my favourites at the moment. And wanted to say, I've got a working stock of bundles on my desk here now, and just what I wanted to use it for. So because I've cut this with the bunnies and the trees this way up, I want a long greeting. So I think I'm going to go with Happy Birthday. So if I do a base one and a lighter one on top, they would look really nice. You'll miss your little helper. Yeah, she had a lovely time. She was pleased to visit. She really was. So it doesn't belong in there actually. Let's leave that one out. So she's back in Wales now. I think she's got 3 weeks of the school holidays left. Their term times are different to ours over here. So I'm going to start sticking these down. I have my tweezers. And I'm going to start one end and then work my way across. If you wanted to do like the more... Oh, sorry, you can't see me. That would help, wouldn't it? There. Okay, and hopefully you can see me. There you go. I've got to rig this up somehow that my phone doesn't weigh so much. It's just since I've changed phones. It's a bit of a shame, really. So I'm literally just, with the Tombow, just a little tiny drizzle down there, but just vary those heights. And they were like close together, they just touch each other. Just keep going. If you want to shorten a few, like this one I think I might, because it's got a stripe on there and I want to chop a bit off. So I'll take some off that. There we go, the glue should be right. So we can have those at uneven lengths. Just play with it. And you'll be amazed at what you can achieve just with pure scraps. Okay, try to keep them straight, that's the only thing. But there, you can do this upright or landscape. If we didn't have one directional papers, you could have, if the rabbits and the trees weren't on there, you could just have these one direction. Hopefully you can see now, whoever put that up, Carol. Unless the camera's not working. With everything else that's playing up tonight. Please update yourself and just say you can see or can't see. So I'm just going down these strips, tiny little sprinkle of glue down there, and just playing with the lengths really. I've taken that navy one out. I'll probably put that one in now. Just need you to keep updating me that you are still there, please. Because hopefully you should be back with me. I'm not sure if there's a little bit of a delay on YouTube, maybe, I don't know. Okie doke. We've only got 3 there left. If this is where you find out if you want a few more, you just grab your pile back. Okay, but you could literally just make these really simply, just with the scraps that you've got left over. Okay, we haven't used that one, so we've used the flowers, so I'll use on that side, I think. Oh, I've put it on the other side, haven't I? Sorry, I said I was going to keep the flowers. Now I've got to keep them in the right way up. Down there. And that's going to be, we want another skinny one. Let's pop a skinny one in. Like that. Just make that a little bit wider. You're fine now, excellent. Well done. Thanks Marilyn, thanks Carol. So that's going to go there, and then we'll lift the stripe. I love stripes and spots. They can go on the end there. Okay, so it's kind of a sketch, which is just go back to getting your, if you lose your mojo, you just want, what can I do today? Sketches are always a great alternative, so that's one like so. Then I'm just going to cut these, pop that out of the way, bring my cut and emboss machine. I have to go that corner so that I can get in here. Still got some bits of green there. So solid cardstock from the stash. We have a piece for the base, the navy one on the bottom there. It's going to be a little bit bigger than what we want, so I'm going to trim that down. If you put them through here, because of the scratching on your plates, you'll have heard me say before, just take that off and that can go in the scraps to straighten up for another time, and just cut what you need. So that one, and that one, and that one. Oh, now, Mel said about this, the handle was falling off. Oh, bless her. Ah. I need to get the insides off this and Yep, we're going to have to do that. She said it was a bit loose, and because if you ever happens to you, you've got a little bung in there, and you've got a bung in this end. I'm going to have to get the bung out to get the Allen key in and tighten that up. So sorry about that. That's the little baby gone. He's not broken. He's just having a rest. The big one back, and I've got clean plates on here. Have I cut on those yet? No. I treated them both to a new set. Extravagance, I know. Okay, so run this one through. There we go. Just move that out of the way. Just a nice little quick card, and you've had a sneak peek of Christmas. So while I'm away, I've got 2 10-hour flights, and I will have my sketchbook with me, my notebook, and my catalogue saved on the devices, and I'll be able to plan and start playing with some new things ready to play when I get back. I'm going to try this with a white layer. I'm not so sure, but I'm going to see how we do. White might be a bit stark, but if it is, it will always save in the case and be used for something else, so there's no worries there. I think the 2 blues together might be a bit too close. Okay, I had my brush out earlier today. It's over there. I sit round the other side of the table watching the television when I'm on my own. Just keep the camera set up this side. So I've just run that through. I think it's going to need some greaseproof paper on here, some wax paper. It's not quite releasing. It has been used quite a bit. Now I'm going to say a terrible word. I'm going to say that Christmas word. How many people are watching like Christmas movies? I'm just interested to know. Because if you are, then please tell me some really good ones to see. Mel and I have been watching a few whilst we've been crafting this week. And they're good. I think Christmas movies are good any time of the year. But we had a couple of really good ones. So if you've got any that you like to watch, then please let me know. So just pulling this out of here gently. Trying not to tear it. It's gripping in there quite tightly. But like I've shown you quite recently, if I just run that through with some wax paper, then that will loosen that. And Smudge is saying hello very loudly. Oops. There we go. We'll see if she can... Is Shaz still on here? She'll be telling me to go and let her in. Okay, just popping out the middles of these letters. Just those little holy ones in there. And we're ready to go. So let's just stick these 2 together. So grab hold of this in my tweezers. Make sure all those little loops have gone. Don't be afraid to just rub your little, just little fuzzy bits around the side sometimes. And that's just caused by where the dye actually goes on the plate. So glasses on. Okay, just going to put some little dots on here. Come on. Wants to just play up tonight, doesn't it? Okay, try this one. Here we go. I think I picked up the dud one. There's one that's really low. If you do get low on your Tombow, when you think it's finished, it probably won't be. And then what you want to do is just to slit that open, cut it in half with some kitchen scissors. I might do that with one of them actually and show you. So we'll put that on the list for when I come back. Okay, so I'm just helping tease that along there. Now there are still some wispy bits on there, but I just take a brush Just, oh dear, I think I better let her in. Just take that off a sec. She's a funny monkey. Okay, glasses down. She's had treats tonight as well, so it's not the treats she's after. We did enjoy the Barbie film. Now, I have just today, you know, I said I was on a scrapbook challenge. I didn't do last week, so I just ran out of time. Hello. They can hear you, Smudge. So last week I just ran out of time. This week just gone, we have to have the sketch challenges in by 4 o'clock. Now I'd had it in my mind as to what I was going to do, and I managed to get it finished today. So I have actually done that one. But I thought what I was going to do is, because I said the last week of the month I might do it on a Sunday, the last Sunday I might do a scrapbook Sunday. So I was going to show you that on whatever the last Sunday of the month is. So when I'm away, I'm going to schedule some posts to show you. So they will be set before I go. So I've just pressed all of those on there, and sometimes those little wispy bits just round the edge, just knock them off. All this is an old kid's paintbrush, a paste brush for glue that they use. I don't know where I got them from. Probably I've had them donkey's years probably. There's just some little frazzly bits on there, just around the edge of the dies. I hope you know what I mean. I'll persevere with those and get those off. But I'm just thinking, is that going to stand out nicely on there? I think so. I like it. Then of course this is going to need some gems to brighten it up. Make it pop. The Barbie film, yes, it was good. We went to, I could have gone to Norwich in the city, for those who don't know where I am. But we decided that I'd go to Dereham, because Dereham's only 15 miles through the back roads for me. So we went there. And we, for a long while, there was only 6 of us in the screening. And then 2 more came in right at the end. So there's actually a whole cinema to 8 people. So they've had their rush through, they said, and so now it's getting a bit quieter. But they have sitting, you know, obviously different numbers at different sittings. So yeah, we weren't crowded at all. We could spread out, choose our seats wherever we wanted. It was very good. And I didn't realise, Mel knew, but I didn't realise that the screening hasn't got the I'm not going to sing it, but the traditional one that everybody knows, I'm a Barbie girl, that one, it's not got that in it. It's more like pop song sort of type music. So she knew that that was the case. But the scrapbook page I've just done, I made the theme work around our photos. So I was really, really pleased with it. There we go. How's that for scraps? Okay, so this is just a case of don't get shot of them. So I'm going to take my take your pick tool, and the putty on the end here, you don't need to keep winding that up every time. Just push it back into a little lump on the end there, and it is just putty. So you're just going to slide these off and then plonk them somewhere. So slide them off and just dot them randomly. So I'll put odd numbers. I'll put 5 on here, I think. Slide it off, and on a plain one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more we'll stick over on a darker piece. Put that there. Okay, so I've got 5 on there. That looks lovely. So there's different things you can do to this to enhance it a little bit further. You could actually, I'll point with my tweezers. These plain pieces of card were left in the pot with my scraps. You could texturize them. You could pop them through the embossing folder. So if you've got any remnants of embossed pieces that you trim down, just keep them, because they could go on your scraps as well. This is very similar to me to what I think of my ribbon. I have got ribbon scraps to do with you at some point. But you'll love it. You will love it. But these are just using everything up. Vary the lengths if you want to. We had a shorter one in there. Everything else is just up and down. Okay. So if these just had some texture, it adds a little bit more interest. The other thing you can do is, once that whole panel, that white panel was done, we could then put the whole panel through a textured embossing folder and make it like a quilt. So we've stuck all the layers together and then we run it through and texturize it. Okay, so I might, when I come off air, I think I might just do one of those for you, and then when I'll post a photo with both of them side by side. Okay, so you can see. Okay, but I hope you enjoyed that. Looking good. Make a nice mail card, I think. Yes, it would. I think some of you might have seen my card the other night. This is going to be one of my swaps that I've been working on this week. This was the fish one. And this isn't scraps really, but it's just the DSP from the fish, the Let's Go Fishing set. And then the fish I've actually fussy cut from the paper. I haven't bought the bundle, but this was a good mail card. So that's one of my 10 swaps. I've done 10 of those. And I wrapped the ribbon all the way around. So I think that might have been a Wednesday night one. But it's similar to that. It's blues again, and it would make a good mail card. Okay? Doesn't matter about having the bling on there. I'm sure they won't mind. Okay? So there's my card for tonight. Sorry it's been a bit of a hiccup. It's been, yeah, a bit of a strange one. I don't know what Facebook's playing with tonight, but I will post the link for this back into the page so that everybody knows where it is. Okay, so thanks for joining me, those that found me here. I look forward to catching up with you later. Like I say, I will post a scrapbook page on the last Sunday of the month. I will try and schedule some posts in for when I would go live when I'm here. I might pop up on the screen, you know, abroad if I can work out the time differences. Okay, depending on where I am. Okay, so take care. It is coming up to the last chance to spend any vouchers from your bonus days vouchers. So please let me know. I have got an order that's going to go in tonight. So I'll hold on till about 11, which is our cut off, but it will be ready to hit the button just before 11. So if you can just let me know if there's anything, then please put me something in the comments and just send me a personal message. Okay, so taddy bye for now, and I will catch up with you very soon. Thanks for taking